In the year 2147, Earth was still new to the stars. Humans had colonies on Mars, the Moon, and a few far planets, like Proxima Centauri b. Life was hard, but peaceful. Then everything changed in one night. A huge fleet appeared above Proxima b. They came from the Vorath Dominion, an empire of many alien races. The leaders were the Krell, tall insect-like beings with hard shells, many legs, and sharp claws. They did not talk, they just attacked. Laser fire rained down. Human ships broke apart. Cities on the surface burned. Thousands died in hours. The Galactic Concord watched from far away. The Concord was a big group of old space races, tall, thin beings with glowing skin, slow-moving crystal folk, and others. They had strong tech and big ships, but they hated war. For many years, the Vorath had taken worlds one by one. The Concord always tried to talk or run away. Now they were losing more and more. A Concord scout ship sent live pictures back to their council. On the screens, they saw human defenses fall fast. One old alien diplomat named Thalor said in a low voice, "These small ones, they fight like cornered animals." Earth got the alarm. Governments met in a hurry. No time for long plans. They called for volunteers, people from special forces, soldiers, anyone who knew how to fight. They picked the best. Captain Ji-Ho Kim was one of them. He was calm, smart, and never gave up. His team had Min-Sok Pak, big and strong with explosives, Ha-Un Lee, a woman with perfect aim, and Tae-Woo Choi, fast and deadly up close. They loaded into small, fast ships. No fancy alien tech, just human guns, knives, and bombs they made themselves. The plan was simple. Get close, get inside the enemy ships, and kill everything that moved. The Vorath did not expect this. Their big dreadnoughts floated like castles in space. They thought no one would dare come near. But human pods shot out like arrows. Metal tore open. Ji-Ho's team jumped in first. Inside, the air was thick and smelled bad. Red lights flashed. Krell soldiers rushed to meet them. The aliens were twice as tall, with armor like black stone, and guns that shot green fire. But the humans moved different. They did not stand in lines. They ran, jumped, hid, and attacked from every side. Ji-Ho led the way down a long hall. "Stay low! Use the walls!" he shouted. A Krell fired. The shot burned the metal next to Ha-Un. She rolled, raised her rifle, and put one bullet through the alien's eye. It dropped hard. Min-Sok laughed loud. "These bugs are slow." He threw a small bomb. It stuck to a door. Boom! The door flew open. More Krell came. Tae-Woo jumped forward with his blade. It was sharp, made from special steel. He cut through armor like paper. Green blood sprayed. The fight was messy. Humans bled too. One man from another team fell, hit by claws. But they kept going. They used everything. Pipes from the walls as clubs, wires to trap legs, even alien guns they picked up and turned against the owners. Ji-Ho found the bridge. Guards blocked the way. 10 big Krell with heavy weapons. The humans had only 4 left in the group now. Ji-Ho looked at his team. "We finished this," he said quiet. Ha-Un took position behind a corner. She breathed slow. One shot. A guard's head exploded. Another shot. Another down. Min-Sok ran forward, firing his big gun. Shells flew. Tae-Woo threw a grenade. Fire filled the hall. Ji-Ho charged last. He slid under a swinging claw, stabbed up into a soft spot under the shell. The Krell screamed, a high clicking sound. It fell. The bridge door opened. Inside, the Vorath captain stood. It was bigger than the others, with gold marks on its shell. It spoke through a machine. "You are small. You will die." Ji-Ho raised his pistol. "We came to say hello." He fired. The captain jerked. More shots from the team. The bridge filled with smoke and sparks. Alarms screamed. The ship shook. They did not stop. Min-Sok found the main controls. He set charges. "Time to leave," he said. They ran back to their pod. Behind them, explosions started. The dreadnought broke apart in bright fire. Pieces flew into space. The Concorde scout ship caught it all on camera. The pictures went out to every world in the galaxy. Aliens watched in silence. They saw small humans run into death. They saw them laugh in the middle of blood. They saw one human, Jiho, stand over the dead captain and say nothing, just look around like he was checking for more work. In the Concorde Hall, many voices spoke at once. A crystal being said, "They fight without fear." A thin alien added, "They enjoy it." Thalor, the old diplomat, stood up. His voice was soft but clear. "They are elite fighters." The words spread fast, on trade worlds, in bars, on news screens. Elite fighters. Aliens said it with wonder, with fear, with hope. On Earth, people heard it too. The volunteers liked the name. They started to call their units that. Elite fighters. It was half joke, half pride. They knew what it meant now. The Vorath lost one big ship. They still had many more. But something changed. The galaxy looked at humans different. Old races that never fought now whispered, "Maybe these new ones can stop the Dominion. Maybe these small, angry creatures from a blue planet are what we need." The war was just starting, but the hope was born. Far away, Jiho sat in his small room on the return ship. He cleaned his gun. Haun came in. She had a cut on her arm. "You okay?" she asked. He nodded. "We did what we had to." She sat next to him. "They call us elite fighters now." Jiho smiled a little. "Let them. We have work left." Outside the window, stars moved slow. Somewhere, alien eyes watched the same stars. They hoped. They really hoped. In the weeks after the big battle at Proxima, the name Elite Fighters spread like fire across the galaxy. Aliens talked about it in their strange languages on every station and planet. Some were scared. Some were excited. Most were desperate. The Galactic Concorde decided they needed help. Their fleets were big but slow. Their soldiers were trained to avoid fights, not win them. The Vorath kept pushing deeper into Concorde space. Planets fell every month. The Council met in secret. They sent a small ship to Earth. It carried 3 envoys, a tall, thin being named Lyra from the Illyrian race, a crystal-skinned Zorath called Kale, and a furry, 4-armed diplomat from the Vexar named Torv. They came in peace, asking to speak with human leaders. Earth leaders listened. They did not trust easily, but they saw the chance. The Vorath would come to Sol System one day. Better to fight far away. They agreed to help, but only on human rules. No big promises. And humans would train their own way. The first group of elite fighters formed fast. They called it the Human Expeditionary Elite Corps, or HEEC for short. Major Jiho Kim was put in charge. He was still young for a leader, but everyone trusted him after the Dreadnought fight. His team from before stayed with him. Minsok Pak, Ha-Un Lee, Tae-Woo Choi, new faces joined too. Jeon Park was a doctor who could fight. She patched wounds in the middle of battles and never panicked. Soo-Min Kang was small, but smart. She understood machines and codes better than most. Sung-Ho Yoon was the engineer. He could fix anything or break it on purpose. They picked a training world far from Earth. It was called Nexera 7, a rocky planet with thin air, hot days, and cold nights. The Concorde gave them a big base there. Alien volunteers came too, hundreds from different races. They wanted to learn from humans. Training started on day 1. Jiho stood in front of the group. Humans in black gear. Aliens in their own colors and shapes. He spoke simple. "We do not fight like you. You have rules. We break them. You stop when hurt. We keep going. You plan for days. We act now. If you want to live against Vorath, learn our way. First exercise. Run 5 kilometers with full gear in low oxygen. Humans finished easy. Many aliens fell behind, gasping for air. Jiho made them do it again and again. Pain is teacher, he said. Pain teaches you to win. Some aliens complained. A tall Illyrian named Vexed said, "This is too much. We will break." Jiho looked at him calm. "Break now or break later, when Krell claws find you. Choose." Vex ran again. He finished last, but he finished. Next came close combat. Taewoo showed how to use knives and hands. He fought a big Krell volunteer named Grak. Grak was strong, with thick shell and long arms. Taewoo was smaller, but fast. He dodged every swing. Then he jumped, wrapped legs around Grak's neck, and pulled him down, blade at throat. "You dead now," Taewoo said. Grak clicked, their way of laughing. "Teach me that." Ha-Un taught shooting. She set targets far away, 1 kilometer. Wind blew dust hard. She lay flat, breathed slow, and fired. Every bullet hit center. Aliens tried. Most missed wide. She walked to each shooter. "Stand like this. Hold here. Breathe out slow. Feel the shot before you take it." One by one, they got better. A Zorath hit the target for first time. Its crystals lit up bright with joy. Minsek ran explosives class. He used junk, old wires, batteries, pieces from broken ships. "Anything can be bomb if you think right," he said. He built one small, stuck it to big rock. Boom! Rock split. Dust flew high. Aliens jumped back. Minsek grinned. "See? Easy." One Vexar with 4 arms tried. Made bomb too big. It went off early. Blew his fur black. Everyone laughed. Even him. "Next time smaller," Minsek said. "And run faster." Sungho worked in the machine shop day and night. He took apart alien guns, changed parts, made them shoot faster, hit harder. He showed a group of Illyrians. "Your gun good, but slow reload. I fix." After 1 hour, the gun fired 3 times faster. The Illyrians stared. "How?" Sungho shrugged. "I look, I think, I change." Jion taught field medicine. You get hit, you do not stop. Stop bleeding fast. Keep moving. We never leave one behind. She cut fake wounds on dummies, showed how to pack, wrap, inject painkillers. A furry Vexar fainted at first blood. Jion woke him. "Blood is part of fight. Get used." Next day, he wrapped wounds perfect. Sumin sat quiet in dark room with screens. She hacked Vorath signals, found patterns, weak codes. They think secret's safe. Wrong. She sent info to Jiho. Next attack on Illyria Prime. Big fleet coming. Jiho listened. "Good work. We use this." Weeks passed. Aliens changed. They ran faster, fought harder, laughed at pain. They started to use human words. "Go! Move! Fight!" A Krell yelled it during drill, his voice deep like thunder. One evening after hard day, Grak sat with Jiho by fire. Stars bright above. "Your people fear nothing?" Grak asked. Jiho looked up. "We fear losing friends, losing home. Death? Death comes to all. Better face it head on." Grak clicked slow. "We run from death long time. You run to it. I like this." Not everything smooth. Some aliens left. One Zorath said humans crazy. Broke arm in fall. Went home angry. A few humans hurt bad too. Broken bones. Burns. Jiho visited hospital beds. "Heal fast. We need you." They nodded. Came back stronger. Leaks came out. Videos from Nexara 7 spread. Galaxy saw small humans push big aliens into mud. Saw them teach, fight, laugh. Saw hope grow. These elite fighters make army from weak. Vorath spies heard. Reports went up. Overlord listened. Mammals play games. We crush soon. But in Vorath's ships, soldiers whispered. Humans train others now. What if they come? On Nexara 7, last night before move, Jiho gathered core team. Fire burned low. Ha-Un cleaned gun quiet. Min Sok ate. Taewoo sharpened blade. Jian checked bags. Su-Min showed map. Sung-Ho fixed last drone. Ji-Ho spoke soft. We train them. Now we fight with them. Illyria Prime waits. If we lose there, many worlds fall. Ha-Un looked up. We will not lose. Min Sok nodded. Blow their ships. Easy. Taewoo smiled. I want close fight. Jian said, we save who we can. Su-Min added, I have their plans. Sung-Ho closed toolbox. Ships ready. Ji-Ho stood. Then we go. Elite fighters lead. Outside, alien trainees ran last drill. Voices mixed. Human shouts. Alien clicks. Crystal chimes. One voice loud. A Krell yelling. For the elite. For all. Ji-Ho listened. The galaxy hoped once. Now, it started to believe. The ship began to die. At first, it was small things. A guard who did not come back from his shift. Another who leaned against the wall and coughed until he slid to the floor. The hallways grew quieter. Fewer footsteps. Fewer voices. The blue lights on the walls flickered more often, like they were tired. Ji-Un stayed in her cell. She heard everything through the door. Wet coughs that echoed down the corridors. Deep, rattling breaths. Sometimes a heavy body falling with a thud. She sat on her bed, knees pulled up, arms around them. She listened. She waited. On the morning of the 8th day since she coughed in the recreation room, the door to her cell stayed closed. No food slot opened. No guard came. The light in the ceiling buzzed once and dimmed a little. The air felt thicker, warmer. She stood up and pressed her ear to the door. Silence. Then, far away, someone shouted in Vorlath language. Panic in the voice. Another shout. A rifle fired once. Then, nothing. Ji-Un stepped back. She touched her own throat. It felt scratchy, but her breathing stayed easy. Her fever had come and gone in one night. Her body knew this fight. It had won before. She sat again. Hours passed. The ship's engines made a new sound. Lower, uneven, like something inside was struggling to keep turning. Then the door opened. A Vorlath soldier stood there. His gray skin looked dull now, almost green in places. His yellow eyes were cloudy. He held his rifle with both hands, but the barrel pointed at the floor. He breathed hard through his mouth. Each breath sounded wet. You, he said, voice cracked. Come. Ji-Un walked out slowly. The hallway was empty, except for 2 bodies on the floor. One guard lay on his back, eyes open, chest still. Another sat against the wall, head down, arms limp. Dark fluid leaked from their mouths. The soldier pushed her forward with the end of his rifle. Not hard. His strength was gone. They walked past closed doors, past flickering lights, past more bodies. Some sat, some lay, all dead or dying. They reached the medical bay. The door was already open. Inside, chaos. Tables overturned, screens cracked. Vorlath doctors in white coats moved slowly, like they were underwater. One held a breathing mask over his own face. Another tried to inject something into a patient's arm, but his hands shook too much. The patient was already still. Krell Vor stood in the center of the room. He looked smaller now. His black coat hung loose on his frame. His skin had lost its shine. He turned when Ji-Un entered. His eyes found her. You, he said. The word came out rough. Ji-Un stopped a few steps away. The soldier behind her stayed silent. Krell Vor stepped closer. He coughed once. A deep, painful sound. He wiped dark fluid from his lips with the back of his hand. What is this? He asked. More than half the beds held bodies. Machines beeped weakly, then stopped. This is what happens when you take something you do not understand, she said. Krell Vor stared at her. His chest moved fast, too fast. You did this, he said. Ji-un nodded once. How? She spoke softly, but clear. 2 years ago, we found one of your crashed probes. Inside were samples, tiny living things from your world. We studied them. We learned how your lungs work, how your blood carries air. We learned your weak places. She paused. I made something new, a virus, small, fast, made to live in human bodies first, then change, then find yours. Krelvor's eyes narrowed. You carry it. Yes, Ji-un said. I carried it. I tested it on myself. I lived. It stayed quiet inside me, waiting. She looked straight at him. You took me. You touched my skin. Your guards breathed my air. The virus woke up. Now it kills you, not me. Krelvor tried to stand taller. His legs shook. We are stronger than you, he said. We rule worlds. Ji-un shook her head slowly. You rule machines. You rule ships. You do not rule life. Life finds a way. One of the doctors behind Krelvor fell to his knees. He coughed blood onto the floor. Another doctor tried to help him, but then started coughing too. Krelvor looked at his people, then back at Ji-un. You will give us the cure, he said. There is no cure, she answered. Not for you. It changes too fast. It learns like we learn. Krelvor raised one hand. The soldier behind Ji-un lifted his rifle. The barrel pointed at her head. Then you die with us, Krelvor said. Ji-un did not move. She looked into Krelvor's eyes. You can kill me, she said, but it will not stop what is already inside your ship, inside your crew, inside you. She coughed once, controlled. She wiped her mouth. Look at me, she said. I am sick too, a little, but I live. You die. Krelvor lowered his hand. The rifle stayed up. He turned to a screen on the wall. It showed the ship's life signs. Red dots everywhere. Deck after deck. Crew numbers dropping fast. He stared at the screen for a long time. Then he spoke, quiet. Why you? Ji-un answered without pause. Because I asked to be the one. In the lab, they needed a carrier. Someone to hold it, test it. I said yes. I said I would be the weapon if we ever needed one. She stepped closer, just one step. You came for hostages, for fear. You thought one human woman was nothing. You were wrong. Krelvor coughed again, harder this time. He bent forward. Dark fluid dripped from his mouth. He straightened slowly. We will take you to the bridge, he said. You will send a message. Tell your people to surrender. Or we kill you on screen. Ji-un smiled. Small. Sad. You can try, she said. The soldier pushed her toward the door. Krelvor followed. His steps were slow, heavy. They walked through more hallways, more bodies. The air smelled bad now, like sickness and metal. They reached the bridge. The big doors opened. Inside, only 3 Vorlaths still stood. One at controls, one at weapons, one at communications. All looked sick. All breathed hard. Krelvor sat in the command chair. He pointed to a small platform in front of the main screen. Stand there, he said. Ji-un walked to the platform. Lights came on above her. A camera lens focused. Krelvor spoke to the communications officer. Open channel to Earth Fleet. Wide broadcast. The officer nodded weakly. His fingers moved slow on the panel. The main screen lit up. Stars. Then a symbol. Human symbol. A voice answered. This is Earth Resistance Command. Identify. Krelvor leaned forward. This is High Overseer Krelvor of the Vorlath Armada. We have your scientist, Ji-un Kim. She is alive. Surrender your forces, or we end her life now. A pause. Then a new voice. Calm. Firm. Show her. The camera turned to Ji-un. She looked straight into the lens. I am here, she said. I am alive. Do not surrender. Krell made a sharp motion. The soldier behind her raised his rifle again. Ji-yoon kept looking at the camera. Do not be afraid, she said. They are already dead. They just do not know it yet. She turned to Krell. You wanted a hostage, she said. You got a weapon. Krell stood up. He swayed. He pointed at the soldier. Shoot her. The soldier's finger moved on the trigger. But then he coughed. Hard. Blood sprayed. His knees buckled. The rifle fell. He dropped to the floor. Krell stared. Ji-yoon stepped off the platform. She walked past him. No one stopped her. She looked back once. You should have left me alone, she said. She walked out of the bridge. The doors closed behind her. The ship was hers now, or close to it. She walked back toward the prisoner area. The halls were dark in places, lights failing, bodies everywhere. She found the recreation room. The door was open. Inside, Minho and the other humans sat together. They looked up when she entered. Minho stood. Ji-yoon? She nodded. It's time, she said. They are weak. We take the ship. The humans looked at each other. Then they stood. One by one. They followed her out. The outbreak had won. The Vorlath had taken one human hostage. They did not realize she was the end of them. After the victory at Illyria Prime, the galaxy woke up. For the first time in many years, the Vorath stopped advancing. They pulled back to repair ships and count losses. The Concord saw the chance. They did not wait. They attacked. The Human Expeditionary Elite Corps led every push. 500 humans became legends fast. Their pictures appeared on screens across hundreds of worlds. Ji-ho Kim stood tall in black armor, calm eyes looking straight ahead. Han Lee held her long rifle like it was part of her arm. Min-suk Pak grinned with a bomb in hand. Ji-yeon Park bandaged a wounded alien while smiling. Sumin Kang worked on a screen with focused face. Taewoo Choi sharpened his blade, scars fresh on his arms. Statues rose on alien planets. Small ones at first, then bigger. On one world, children touched the stone feet of Ji-ho and whispered, "He saved us." On another, a crystal artist carved Haon's face into glowing rock. The name, Elite Fighters, was no joke anymore. It was hope with teeth. The counterattacks began small. A Vorath supply station near the border. Ji-ho picked 200 elites and 1,000 trained aliens. They jumped in quiet. Landed on the dark side of the moon base. No big fleet battle, just silent pods. Inside, Sumin cut the power. Lights died. Alarms stayed quiet. Ha-eun moved to high towers. She shot guards, one by one. Soft pops in the dark. Min-sok placed charges on fuel tanks. Taewoo cleared halls with quick strikes. When the base exploded, it lit the night like a new sun. Vorath lost months of supplies in 1 hour. Word spread. Vorath's soldiers started to talk. Do not fight the mammals close. They come from walls, from floors, from air. Some refused orders. Officers shot them to keep order. Next target was bigger. A shipyard on Vorath Edge. 3 big construction rings floating in space. They built new dreadnoughts there. Concord sent full fleet to hit from front. Heek went from behind. Ji-ho's team boarded the main ring. They fought through workers and guards. Krell in heavy armor. But humans used tricks. Sung-ho, who survived his wounds and came back stronger, flew drones inside vents. Drones dropped small bombs. Chaos started. Min-suk rigged the big construction arms to collapse. Metal screamed as rings bent and broke. Ships half-built fell into space like broken toys. Ha-eun stayed outside on a small platform. Zero gravity. She floated, aimed, fired. Every shot hit a commander on a bridge. Vorath captains died staring at stars. One captain broadcast before he died, "The elite fighters are here. Run if you can. The galaxy cheered. News channels played the footage again and again. Aliens who once feared war now wanted to join. More volunteers came to training bases. Old races sent their best young ones. Teach us to fight like humans, they said. But not everything was easy. Humans started to feel the weight. Some nights Jiho sat alone. He thought of friends lost. Sungho still walked with pain. Taewoo had new scars every week. Jian worked long hours in field hospitals. She saved many, but not all. Ha-eun cleaned her rifle in silence more often. One night on a rest planet, Jiho talked with Minsok by a fire. Stars above bright. Are we becoming monsters? Jiho asked quiet. Minsok looked at flames. They started this. They killed colonies, burned homes. We just finished what they began. Jiho nodded slow. I know, but sometimes I see their eyes. Fear. Same fear we had at start. Minsok put big hand on Jiho's shoulder. We fight so others do not have to see that fear. That is enough. Next day they pushed again. This time a Vorath fortress world called Karvox. Deep in enemy space, walls high, guns everywhere. Krell legions waited. Heek dropped in first. Pods crashed through clouds. Fighters hit ground running. Jiho led charge on main gate. Explosives cleared path. Taewoo jumped into enemy lines. Blade work fast. Ha-eun took sniper nest on hill. She rained death on artillery crews. Inside the fortress, Sumin found command center. She hacked systems, turned guns against Vorath troops. Minsok blew bridges and tunnels. Whole sections collapsed. But Vorath fought hard. They sent elite guards, bigger, faster Krell with energy blades. One group cornered Taewoo. He fought 5 at once, cut 2, stabbed 1, but claws got him deep inside. He fell. Jian ran through fire to reach him. She dragged him back. Patched wound fast. Stay with me, she said. Taewoo smiled weak. Always. Jiho reached the top tower. Vorath general waited. Tall. Old scars. You mammals think you win? Jiho raised gun. We already did. Fight was short. Jiho faster. One shot to knee. Then close. Knife to throat. General fell. Fortress surrendered. Flags came down. Human flags went up. Blue and white, with small star. After battle, a captured Krell general spoke to Jiho. Chains on wrists. Voice low. We thought you weak. Soft skin. Short lives. But you are predators. You wear prey skin to fool us. Now we see truth. Jiho looked at him long. You made us show it. General clicked sad. We fear the name now. Elite fighters. Soldiers run when they hear it. Jiho turned away. No smile, just tired eyes. The war turned fast after that. Vorath lines broke in many places. Fleets ran. Worlds asked for peace. But Jiho said no. Not yet. Not until Homeworld. Concord leaders worried. Humans push too hard. They may not stop. Jiho met them. We stop when Vorath cannot fight anymore. Not before. Ha-eun stood beside him. We lost too much to stop now. More statues rose. More songs. Alien children played games called Elite Fighter. They ran and shouted, "No surrender." On Earth, people watched news. Families proud. Some scared. Our sons and daughters fight far. Will they come home? Jiho sent message to Earth. We fight for you. We come back soon. In quiet moment, Jiho looked at stars from ship window. Ha-eun joined him. Homeworld next, she said. Jiho nodded. Yes. One more big fight. She took his hand. Together. The galaxy watched. Hope was strong now, but the last battle waited. The hardest one. Vorath Homeworld was close, and they would defend it with everything. Jiho turned from window. Prepare everyone, we end this. The elite fighters got ready, blades sharp, guns loaded, hearts steady. The galaxy held its breath. The final jump felt different. Every ship in the fleet knew this was the end. The Vorath homeworld, called Vorakesh, waited ahead. A red planet with thick clouds, tall black towers, and endless hives. It was their heart. If it fell, the Dominion died. Jiho stood on the bridge of the lead ship. His uniform was worn. Scars showed on his neck and hands. Around him stood the last originals. Ha-Un with her rifle slung, Min-Sok carrying his heavy pack, Jian checking medical kits, Su-Min at the console, Tae-Woo leaning on a wall, but standing tall despite old wounds. Sung-Ho worked engines, face serious. Jiho looked at them. This is it. No tricks left. We go in hard. We finish. Ha-Un nodded. Together. The fleet came out of jump close. Too close for safety. Vorath defenses woke fast. Thousands of guns turned. Lasers crossed space. Ships on both sides burned bright and died quick. Heck pushed forward. Human-alien ships mixed now. Dodged fire. Rammed small enemies. Jiho gave orders calm. Drop pods on Capital Hive. Ground teams first. Pods launched like spears. They hit atmosphere hard. Heat shields glowed red. Inside, fighters held tight. Gravity pulled. Then crash. Dust rose high. Jiho's pod hit near the main citadel. Doors blew open. They ran out shooting. Krell poured from every hole. Bigger than before. Armor thick. Energy blades glowed. Tae-Woo charged first. Come on! Blade met blade. Sparks flew. He cut one down, then another. A claw slashed his shoulder. Blood ran. He did not stop. Ha-Un found cover on a broken wall. She aimed long. Officers fell one by one. Each shot clean. Vorath commanders screamed orders. Then silence, when heads exploded. Min-Sok ran low. He placed charges on big guns. Clear. Boom. Guns twisted and fell silent. Smoke rose thick. Jian moved behind lines. She pulled wounded to safety. Human or alien, same care. Stay alive, she told a young Vexar missing an arm. He nodded weak. She wrapped tight. Su-Min hacked from a small tent. She sent false signals, made Vorath guns shoot wrong targets. Their systems blind now. Sung-Ho flew cover overhead. His ship danced through fire, dropped supplies, fired missiles. Keep pushing. The citadel gates stood huge, black metal, guards thick. Jiho gathered the team. We go through, no stop. They charged. Explosives opened a hole. Inside, dark halls, red lights. Krell elites waited. Best fighters, fast, strong. Fight was close and ugly. Tae-Woo took point. He killed 3 before one got him deep in chest. He fell to knees. Blade dropped. Jiho pulled him back. Hold on. Tae-Woo coughed. Jian reached him. Hands worked fast. I got you. But blood came too much. Min-Sok threw last grenades. Cleared path. Move. They pushed deeper. Floor by floor. Lost more. Good friends. Aliens who learned from them. Humans who never quit. At last, the throne room. Big doors. Inside, the overlord sat. Biggest Krell ever. Gold shell. Eyes cold. Guards around him. 20 elites. Jiho stepped in. Gun raised. Team behind. Ha-Un at side. Min-Sok ready. Su-Min and Sung-Ho last. Overlord stood slow. Voice deep through speaker. You come far, mammal, but here ends. Jiho looked straight. No speeches, no mercy. Fight started. Guards rushed. Blades and claws. Humans met them. Ha-Un shot 2 from door. Min-Sok used gun like club after ammo gone. Su-Min threw small device. It sparked. Guards jerked, systems fried. Jiho went for Overlord. Dodge swing, stabbed leg. Overlord roared, swung claw. Hit Jiho's side. Armor cracked. Blood flowed. Jiho did not fall. He jumped. Knife found soft spot under shell. Deep. Overlord staggered. Jiho pulled trigger. Bullet after bullet. Throne cracked under weight. Room went quiet. Guards stopped. Looked at dead leader, then dropped weapons. Su Min sent signal. Overlord dead. Broadcast now. Screens across Vorakesh showed it. Across galaxy too. Vorath fleets froze. Some ships jumped away. Others waited. Then surrender came. One word on all channels. Enough. The war ended there. Aftermath was slow. Ships landed. Teams walked out tired. Jiho carried Taewoo on stretcher. Jian never left his side. Taewoo breathed weak but alive. Planets opened gates. No more bombs. No more fear. Aliens came out, looked at small humans, touched their hands, said thank you in many tongues. Graves made for fallen. Long rows. Human names mixed with alien ones. Eternal flames burned. Small lights that never went out. Jiho walked one row, stopped at Sungho's old friend marker, then Taewoo's empty spot. He lived, but scars deep. Ha-Un stood beside Jiho. You did it, she said soft. We did it, he answered. Years passed. Galaxy healed. New council formed. Humans sat at table. Equal, not small anymore. On Earth, Jiho returned. Quiet house near sea. He sat on porch, watched waves. Ha-Un joined him. They grew old together. Scars faded, but stories stayed. One day a young alien came. Small Illyrian child, big eyes. Are you the one? Jiho smiled tired. Which one? The leader of elite fighters. Jiho looked at sea. We were many. The child asked elder nearby. Who saved us? The elder looked at Jiho far away, then at stars. They were called elite fighters by humans, and the galaxy hoped, and they delivered. Jiho heard nothing, but he felt it. Peace, real peace. He stood, took Ha-Un's hand. They walked inside. Door closed soft. Outside, stars shone bright. Just quiet. The galaxy remembered, and hoped no more, because hope had come true.